Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to Showing the Technician channel, and today we're going to be going into a digital multimeter sent to me by Crenova. So it's going to come in this little box here, and then in a carrying pouch as well. It's got a zipper and a carrying strap as well. Inside you're going to receive your instruction manual. There's the part number if you're interested. Also, down in the description I will have a list of tools, Camaro parts, and electrical tools that I suggest. If you guys are interested, they're there for you down in the description. Also, stay tuned for my next video where I will compare this to a lower quality DVOM and to another medium quality DVOM to your higher end DVOMs, just to see the quality differences or see how close the readings are to each other. But it's a fairly decent low pouch. As you can tell, it is smaller in size compared to your, let's say, Fluke. Sorry about that, trying to keep it on screen. So it's a little bit smaller. It still does have that rubber sleeve around it. It has a kickstand, and the 9-volt battery is included. And then before we get into looking at that, you always want to make sure that you're getting a DVOM that fits your needs. So you need to figure out what cat you're going to need. If you're a DIYer that just does little stuff, maybe you're doing stuff on the car or just checking small things around the house, I would always stick to Cat 3. Cat 2 is good for a lot of your smaller household items, but Cat 3 is just a safe way to go. And then once you have your DVOM, this is a Cat 3 at 600 volts. You always want to check your leads, because not always do they include leads that are equal to what your DVOM can handle. So you want to make sure that if your DVOM is a Cat 3, that your test leads aren't like a Cat 2, and you're going to measure something that is a Cat, or you need a Cat 3 for. So if you don't know what that is, you might have to do some research, but stay tuned in my next video. I'll go a little bit more into depth of what Cat 2 consists of, 3 and 4, so you guys get a better understanding. But first thing I noticed, these are some fairly decent test leads. They are indeed 600 volts Cat 3. They do have caps on both ends, but the one thing I noticed, they do include alligator clips, which actually seem to be better quality than your standard test leads. The boot end that plugs into the DVOM actually seems to be better quality. I don't know if the gauge of wire is thicker or if it's just the rubber coating on here that it just seems more flexible and just a better quality than the one on the standard test leads. And then the alligator clips seem of really good quality as well. The one thing I did notice is it doesn't have a cat rating on the alligator clips anywhere, but that's not to say that these aren't of quality. I just noticed that the alligator clips just seem to be a little bit better quality. But that's it. On the multimeter itself, you have your amp port, your common or ground, and then your voltage and resistance and stuff like that over here. So depending on what you're reading, what port you plug your red lead into. On here you have volts DC, volts AC, ohms or resistance, diode, hertz, microamps, milliamps, and amps. And then you also have another off over here. Up here you also have a function button, a hold button, a max button, and a light. So that's actually really nice, because usually on your cheaper DVOMs you don't get a light, which if you're ever working under the hood of a car, under a dash, or around the house in dark places, it's actually really handy to have a backlit screen, whereas some of the cheaper ones, you will not get that. So that's really nice. So you could end up with something cheap from Harbor Freight like this. I think this runs like $5 or $10, but you can get it free with a coupon, during certain times, which I did and never used it because I have 3 others. but I'll be comparing this to the Harbor Freight one, a Fluke, and another medium quality. This is going to run $20. So I believe this is a really good deal for $20. I think this is going to be great for your DIYer. Maybe if you're in the automotive field and you don't do a lot of excessive electrical work. And I probably wouldn't use this on, even though this is Cat 3, I probably wouldn't use this on hybrid vehicles. Obviously, if you're doing hybrid work, you've been trained in it, and you probably already have a better DVOM than this. So this is going to be basically for your DIYer, or maybe a beginner mechanic, or somebody that just doesn't do a whole lot of heavy duty electrical work. But for $20, I think that's a great deal, especially with your standard test leads and your alligator clips. And these are actually, like I said before, pretty dang good quality. So I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's a great deal. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are, and stay tuned for my next video where I'll be comparing this and going over the different cats and what they kind of consist of, and we'll be seeing how accurate these DVOMs are to one another. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget, if you're interested in any tools that I suggest, they're down in the description for you guys. Please hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below of your thoughts of this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching.